What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles in the building. Chevy, you want to say what up?
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to the show. Got a great show lined up for you guys. We're going to be talking about She-Hulk episode 7 and doing a great recap and review or review and recap. Looking forward to talking about this. And then I think we have a couple of little announcements in the Marvel Universe later on. And yeah, that's about it. Chevy, episode 7 of She-Hulk. What you think?
I actually really liked it, and I know you Marvel fans didn't because Daredevil wasn't in it, but I didn't even remember that until after the credits was over, and I bust out laughing because I
Ah,
really liked it, and I
you
was
said
like,
you bust
oh,
out laughing.
yeah, because it's like, oh, these niggas gonna be so mad.
People were pissed. I don't know why, but people were pissed.
The episode was very captivating, even though it was simply done. It was very simply done. But I feel like we reached the level that needed to be reached for her as a woman.
Mhm.
And that's why I really like the episode. So that's why I kind of forgot about the Daredevil thing because I was into the episode. Now, I'm not
Mhm.
saying it's the best episode of any show ever made on the face of the planet, but it helped push her character development forward,
Right.
which I liked.
Yeah. Yeah. What'd you give it for a rating?
I say a 6.
Okay. Okay. What up, though, Sonny? Appreciate you
Hey,
joining.
Sonny, with that new do in that Facebook picture, I see you.
Right. Right. Yeah. Sonny's living it up, living her best life out there with the new dude. So yeah, so yeah, I agree. I agree. The episode was really good. I was not expecting all the new characters, all the new superpower individuals to show up. I knew that this was going to be not new, but I you know was expecting this episode to be coming where she would be going to visit Emil and to take part in his therapy sessions and everything. I just didn't realize there was going to be other characters involved, as well as like you said, wasn't expecting the revelations, the her, kind of getting in touch with her really herself and her
Mhm.
She-Hulk and all that kind of stuff. Um, but yeah, just quickly back to the whole thing with Daredevil. Yeah, he didn't show up. This was not about him, and I think this was one of those things where it cemented that this is her show. It's not we can't be on here like, oh, why is Daredevil? Is Daredevil has his own show coming? He's gonna be in this show eventually. There was a preview with it, so hopefully he shows up. If he doesn't, it's not his show. Let's get over it. I was watching another reviewer talking about this, and she made a great case about the fact that you can't be mad at Marvel for doing something you assumed they were going to be doing. They didn't promise you Daredevil in episode 6. They didn't promise you Daredevil in episode 7. It was insinuated that he's in that same neighborhood. That's it. With that reveal into episode 5. So there's nothing on the slate that says Daredevil has to show up in this particular episode or whatever. So
And point frankly, I'm glad he didn't because when I saw them trailers, like, why would y'all put the trailer out with him in it and he gonna be in it this week? Like that sucks. So I was happy that he wasn't in episode 5, and I just forgot about him in episode 6 because, like you said, it's not his damn show; it's her
mhm,
show, and
exactly.
it was a good episode to
Yeah,
me.
yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. I enjoyed some of the humor. I've been that's been one of my complaints about the show is that it's not as humorous as I think they think it is. There's some people who find it funny. There's some people who don't. So I guess it depends on what type of humor you enjoy. So it wasn't like I wasn't like crying laughing at anything, but I think I chuckled at a couple things. I found some of the situations to be humorous that she was in. Sunny also enjoyed the episode. So yeah, so I definitely gave it a 6.5. I was impressed by, just like you said, the character development that was involved. Not only her, but some of the other characters in it, because we quickly learned about these new characters and then was able to kind of relate to them. And then we had the special sighting, or not sighting, but surprise entry into the room as well. So I wasn't expecting that. It was one of those things where it was like um, I thought there was something else going on, but it wasn't. And I liked that it wasn't. That it was like, hey, people are having issues with who they are and what they want to be in this kind of world of superpowers. And so he was kind of like showing that she was, in the not contrast, in the comparison of what she's going through as well. One thing I did laugh about was the fact that you and I were correct about one of the characters and their motives. And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so so
Mm-hmm.
that was interesting. And then I don't know if you heard the rumors going around about Nikki.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been
Mm-hmm.
finding that to be interesting.
But
I
that
look at
first episode, we was like, "What's her deal?"
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, and it was funny because when I saw the breakdown about why people think that she may be a witch or that she may even be Agatha or maybe a
Oh,
disciple
people
of
think she
Agatha.
Africa at all together.
That was one of the people said. I watched about 3 or 4 videos about it, and one of them they were all real, so they were quick. One of them he was like, is it Agatha? Is it somebody else? Whatever, whatever. And but most people were just pointing out the fact that she seems to be a little bit more aware than she should be. Jen breaking the fourth wall is part of the act. Her breaking the fourth wall is interesting, as well as
Yeah.
the fact that one of the people pointed out that in one of the episodes she saw Jen break the fourth wall and laughed about it. But I think you pointed out in one of the earlier episodes, or might have been episode 1, that Hawk also saw her break the fourth wall. So I guess I feel like take that with a grain of salt. But the fact that she did look through the camera and
Even
made
though
made
it was very quick.
it was very quick. It was very quick, but it was there. It was subtle, but there. So I was definitely into that, and then the symbolism with her jewelry. Um, you know,
Yeah,
uh,
it's the jewelry for me. Like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
the
me too.
jewelry
It's
for me because
definitely
I
the
was
jewelry
like,
because
okay,
everything means something in the MCU,
mm-hmm,
especially in these
yeah,
TV shows. All the little tiny little things.
yeah,
We talked about the shows or the shoes, and the fact that that gives us cementing these different characters in the MCU. We talked about some of the Easter eggs, suits, mentions of characters, mentions of powers, cementing other characters in the MCU, and then now we have this character who's got symbols and jewelry and things that kind of reflect the fact that she may have something more going on than what we realize. Now, is she a villain or is she just an
a
what's the word?
coven member,
No, what's the word? I'm trying to think. Is a misunderstood, you know,
an anti-hero.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So, so she may be misunderstood, but I feel like she definitely has something else going on, and hopefully we'll get more of that before the end of the season. At least by the end of the season, we only have a couple of more episodes to go, so we'll see how that
But
goes.
also, even in the context of why she broke the third wall or fourth wall, I never went back and looked at the episode, but I feel like in the context that she was breaking the fourth wall, it was kind of like, girl, please, I'm gonna tell my friend. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
when she did it, and we saw it the episode. I think that's what we took it as. So and like I said, I look at it as the same situation as the Hulk. The fact that he was able to not he didn't break the fourth wall, but he saw her break the fourth wall, and kind of subtly reacted to it. So I kind of take that part with a grain of salt. But definitely I feel like that
It's
the
the earrings for
symbolism
me.
and
It's
the
the
fact that
earrings.
she's such a uh, uh, in your face character tells me there's something else going on. She's too involved. You know what I'm saying? And,
Yeah. And
and
she got like even how she handled the situation with the wives. It was kind of like, so you're choosing to play the back when you can play the front.
yeah, yeah.
What's your
Well, she
deal?
plays the front a lot when you think about it. There's a lot of times she injects herself and intercedes herself on behalf of Jen usually, but she definitely jumps in a lot.
But to jump in the sense of like she's helping Jen move forward and pushing her along, not necessarily for herself. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Exactly.
Everything she has
Yeah.
done has been to propel Jen in a way. Because you look at her and you look at Jen and you say, girl, Jen is like, why y'all friends? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. But and that's why I'm finding it hard to think that she's a villain. But then again, Agatha was the same way, right? Agatha was helping,
But
was
she was
seeming,
being controlled. So
yeah,
I don't know. I hope she's not a bad guy, but at the same time, maybe she was given a mission and an assignment, and it's like them shows were like, I mean, but I love you. I mean, the love is real. I
exactly.
I just I didn't know you were gonna be so great. You know?
Right, right, exactly. Yeah, exactly. True that, true that. So yeah, so back to the show. I think I said I gave it a 6.5. Definitely enjoyed the show. Um, Definitely better than the couple episodes where I just wasn't feeling it, and so definitely looking forward to what's more to come in the next, and actually in the next few hours when the next episode drops. So yeah, let's get to the spoilers. Episode 7 of She-Hulk is definitely one where we saw a lot of things happening. The first thing was Jen and Josh, right? Jen and Josh had the date, or several dates. They went on several dates, and they had started to blossom their little relationship, and things were moving, right along. And I definitely felt like, it was a good thing for Jen. Unfortunately, it seems to be that Josh had other plans and things like that going on, and I
As soon
definitely
as he
feel
was
like
gone that
he
morning, I knew he was the one. He was the one. I knew he was the one. I knew we didn't go to this wedding for no reason, y'all. Y'all was all mad. But we had to meet Josh at the wedding because Josh had to steal her blood.
yeah,
Oh,
it's still something. He had to get something. So what we did see is that they went through 3 dates.
it was
I
just
think
the
the first
cutest
date, it
little
was,
montage.
yeah, it was the first date was, it's like a good date. I think they shook hands or something.
Yeah, it was the cutest
Second
little
date,
montage.
yeah, the second date, I think they finally got the little kiss in, or a hug, or it might have been a hug, and they tried to kiss, and
Mm-hmm.
then
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and then the
Yeah,
third
because
date
she
they
opened up
kissed.
the door and he was gone. Because she was like, "Girl, what are you doing?"
Exactly, exactly. Third date, they got the kiss in and a little bit more. So,
Yeah,
but yeah, all is Jen. So Jen was very, very up on top of the world. She sends him that text message after she finds that he had left early, and no response. And
right,
then the next day, no response. And the
right.
next day, no response.
Oh yeah, it got
Um,
real bad. It got real bad. It got
yeah,
real bad. I
because we
was just
didn't know
like,
exactly what
damn.
happened early on in the episode. What were you thinking about those 3 days
Oh,
without?
I knew he was a bad guy. I mean, I'm not gonna say he's a bad guy. I'm gonna say he is a guy working for the bad people, and whether he likes her genuinely and he just got caught up, or he doesn't like her at all and he played her. At least they did it beautifully. I mean, it was shot beautifully. The montage was beautiful, and I really actually really liked the mix because it's something that I talk about in all of these shows and why I love the TV shows, especially like Miss Marvel and stuff like that, because she was normal and then she wasn't, and then she has to maneuver through her regular life with this. Why do you think people love Spider-Man? Because of that. That is the aspect of why they love that, because it's relatable, like not in a sense of like this could happen to me and then I have to maneuver it, but it gives you a normal sense of normal life. You're not Loki, the god of mischief. You're not Wanda. You know what I'm saying? You don't have witch powers. You know what I'm saying? You are a normal person who had a normal life, and now you have powers and you have to maneuver through normal life. And we watched 10 years of people who, truthfully, other than Captain America for the most part, really had normal lives. Tony Stark wasn't a superhero, but he didn't have a normal life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the relatability of those first scenes of her going through dating and things of that nature, and then waking up to the guy not being there. You're realizing that she is a person, but then it's like, oh, but we could still have this superhero-esque drama about it, because he didn't just leave because he's a bad dude, because he's just a F boy. He left because he had a mission to accomplish, and he accomplished his mission. Yeah, and I knew that. I knew
Indeed.
that.
Indeed. Yeah. So yeah, I was still on that tip too of, I think he's up to something, but also I was like, dang, but why he just ghost her all of a sudden, outside of being, a fuck boy and not wanting to, own up to what was going on. But I also didn't understand what had happened because, they hadn't shown us yet. And it was like, dang, so I was trying to understand that. So we got through those days, and then on Sunday she ends up getting a call from Emil Blonsky's parole
Probation
officer
officer.
Chuck,
Oh,
and Chuck is like, "Hey, the inhibitor is having issues. We're not sure if he's the abomination or if it's just messed up. I need your help to go up there and go check it out." So she decides to go with him. She gets there, they investigate, find out, Emil's fine. He claims that it was just a shock from a chicken coop fence or something, electric fence. And so Chuck leaves, and before Jen can leave, we meet El Aguila and Manbull, who are going through their deep-seated identity issues by destroying her car.
right.
So the
Ridiculousness.
El Aguila he's not a matador, as he puts it. He's a swashbuckler, and Manbull is a man bull. I don't know what kind of identity issues he's having, but he's definitely a man bull. And uh, Emil also introduces her or shows her around the complex and everything, which I thought was kind of cool. It was like, hey, they got this whole thing set up. It's supposed to be like some kind of tranquil place. Yes, so they said the scene was hilarious. That was funny because it was like
I was
out of
just like,
nowhere,
what
definitely
the hell?
unexpected.
Who is these people? I ain't never seen these people. I just think it's so cool. I think it's so cool that people, I think it's unfortunate that people are not appreciating this show for what it is,
Mm-hmm.
because we're not meeting new bad guys. Like, we're meeting new characters. You know what I'm saying? And I think that
Right,
is so
right.
cool. And I think that people are unfortunately wanting something else when we're actually getting something really cool that you can't get in a movie, because a movie has a purpose, right? And I'm not saying a show doesn't, but a show can expound on more than a movie can, because a movie is supposed to have a beginning, middle, and sometimes an end, unless they want to do it be continued. And it's a point to the movie. That's why they made the movie. We have to save someone, we have to go somewhere and do something, whatever it is. But a TV show can have a point one episode, and the next episode it can be like, well, we're gonna talk about these people over here, because that's just what we felt like doing today. And I think it's so great that we are getting to really understand that we're living in a world now where
Mm-hmm.
superheroes exist, where mutants exist, where all of these different people exist, and they're introducing us to them to get us used to meeting low level characters, which is something that we haven't had to do since like Agents of Shield. And now that we're meeting these, because we've had these big level characters in all these other shows, right?
Right.
Moon Knight is not a big level character to us in the sense, but his powers are big level. You know what I'm saying? So we
Right.
don't even look at him on a small level or whatever. So like, Wanda had a show. She's an Avenger. Loki is Thor's brother. Falcon, an Avenger. Bucky was a damn mercenary assassin. These are big, larger than life characters to us. So now we're being introduced to a world of small level characters, and I think it's just so cool.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely think it's cool too. We've been talking about the fact that this is kind of like a stepping stone show to showing us this, as well as giving us a better insight into what this world is really like with all these superpowered individuals, and introducing us to more mutants. El Aguila is supposed to be a mutant. He didn't mention that but in the comics he's a mutant. Saracen is a vampire, or
Which
thinks
I
he's a,
thought was dope as hell
or thinks he's
because
a vampire. But people are theorizing that he may be related to Blade, or possibly Blade's son. Somebody mentioned. I don't know how that works, but yeah, I thought that was kind of cool because it was like, okay,
we got
we
introduced to a vampire. Like, that's
exactly.
cool because Blade is coming out and they put a vampire in this little show that you guys are complaining about. I thought that was so cool. I was like, oh my God, it's a vampire there. Guys, look at that.
Right,
Be
exactly.
happy. But,
Exactly,
you know,
exactly.
what are you going to
So,
do?
so yeah, so that was cool. And then, like I said, we got introduced, or not introduced, reintroduced to the guy from the Wrecking Crew, the leader of the Wrecking Crew, who was in the episode 2 where they tried to steal Jen's blood, and he's basically recovered and not a villain anymore. She called a super villain, and he's like, hey, I'm here to work through these issues and my identity, my self identity, and all this kind of stuff. So we got to see all these new characters, and there's and Porcupine, who's
Yeah.
a
Oh,
Porcupine.
you know what else I liked about that scene or those characters? They were multicultural, you know?
Yeah,
And I
definitely.
really like that as well. I like that they had a vast majority of people of color. And yeah, I like that. I don't know. I really liked it. I really did. That's all I can say. I was very pleased. Even
Yeah,
though those people
definitely.
looked crazy as hell, I was very pleased.
Right. Yeah, so it was that was definitely cool that we was able to see some more diversity, as well as and it wasn't just black and white. It was
Yeah.
Latin and I don't know what the one guy was. He was either Latin or European. The one from the Wrecking Crew. Then the Porcupine, I think he was black. So yeah, so we and Saracen's black. Like you said, we got a lot of more diversity there, and then just the diversity in the type of characters and type
Mhm.
of powers that we could see,
Mhm.
from meaningless powers to like being a porcupine. Like I don't know how that sort of
Yeah, like what does that do for him?
yeah, to more powerful things like vampires.
Right.
So definitely it's kind of cool being able to see these different variations being explored as well. After they get settled in and convince Jen to chill out, they have that therapy session and talk to her about her situation, her feelings about her identity, the situation with Josh. They that was probably the funniest part, was talking about Josh. Everybody now hates Josh.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody versus Josh. They got him to delete his number and everything. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
And even though, like you said, I think certain people will not like that part of it, is that it's looking at the softer side, or the human side, the relatable side of people, and of these characters rather, and being able to say, what, this is not just a show about action and
Mhm.
being a superhero. It's
Mhm.
also looking deep into these characters and
But
who they
he
really are.
said it. Lansky said it. He said it. It's not always about fighting. There's another way to tap into your emotions. There's another way to tap into your trauma. There's another way to deal with what you have been through. And fighting is not always the answer. Because she tried to fight old dude when he came in the room. And that's what he
Right,
said. And I said, see, y'all, I be saying stuff. Like,
right, exactly. So yeah, so uh the therapy session rounded out with her getting into the yurt, doing
and they
her.
gave her a card.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
the card, that was cute. That was cute. Yeah, that was very cute. I like that
I
part.
just like that she had that self revelation about herself, not
Yeah,
about She-Hulk, but about herself and how she was using She-Hulk to compensate for the things that she felt as if she lacked as a person. And what really blew her about her and Josh was the fact that for once she tried, since she's had these powers, to be herself, and she thought that he really liked her for herself, and She-Hulk was just an added benefit, and he couldn't even text her back as herself, and it
right.
really blew her and made her really feel low about herself. And with the support of them, she was able to see that there's value in who she is. There's value is in who she is, which I don't believe she carried with her even before she was She-Hulk. She looked at the fact, I'm a lawyer. I'm doing this
Mhm.
job. I'm helping people. I'm trying to be. She stood on that so hard
Yeah,
because I feel like she's always had a low self-image of herself.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
that moment really helped her understand what her contribution as a person is to the world, not just what her contribution as a lawyer is or what her contribution is as She-Hulk, but what she has to contribute to the world as herself. And if the person just can't get what you have to bring to the table, then you need to delete their number and still remember that you are valuable. You have to like yourself first. And I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Um, so yeah, after they gave her the card and everything, um, Emil, invites her to come back anytime. Of course, she's like, nope, I'm good. But she definitely seemed to enjoy the time there. Definitely, got those self revelations, and then
We
uh,
rewinded in time.
heads on home, and then like you said, we get the rewind back to 3 days earlier, and we get to see what Josh was really up to, and it turns
Mm-hmm.
out while she was asleep, Josh was copying the contents of her phone and then
Mm-hmm.
letting the Hulk King know that he had done, his part in their little plan to get She-Hulk and possibly get her blood. So we definitely got our revelation that that he ain't crap and that
Mm-hmm.
he's definitely up to no good.
And that
So
she's a hard sleeper. That's
yeah,
random, but yeah.
yeah, definitely that was weird. So, but she um I don't know what she would have on her phone that they would want and what that was about.
I feel like
Um
they copied her phone so
they
they can
did.
just
They
see
copied.
everything that she can see as it comes in.
That could be, yeah, that's true. That's true. That's probably what they probably could be doing. Or tracking her, being able to track her is important as well, you know. Though I thought that was a perfect opportunity for him to steal her blood or whatever, maybe even drug her and then, take advantage of the closeness that he had to her. Um,
Yeah, because he can't get back in now. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he tried
right,
to come back now, I think he would have a little bit of a hard time. I'm not saying she wouldn't cave because it's easy when you got six other people supporting you, telling you how great you are right there. But when you by yourself and you got to be with your own thoughts, and you lonely and you don't have no options, you know what I'm saying? I definitely could see her caving if he did reach out to her.
right, indeed, indeed. Yeah. So the what's I about to say so yeah, so that was episode 7. Not a ton outside of that going on. We'll see what episode 8 brings. How many episodes is it? Is it 9 or
I
10?
think it's 10. I'm
Yeah, I
not
think it's
sure
10
though.
as well. So yeah, so we got a few more episodes to go. Hopefully folks will be happy with what they see going forward. We'll see. Um,
I mean, even if it's not, I had to literally tell my friend the other day, like he was talking all this crap, and I was like, if you don't like it, just don't watch it.
yeah, true that.
That's just it. Watch it for informational needs and move on. It's no
Yeah,
way you can, like I said last week, there's no way that you can like every Marvel property that exists. I be liking stupid stuff. Like I like watching Captain Marvel. So I mean, say what you want to say, but I like it because it's female led, and I enjoy it for those reasons because there's not enough of that. And I guess I have affinity for female led Marvel films, so I watch a terrible movie because that's what I have. That's what you gave me. So you know what I'm
right,
saying.
right.
So you may say I'll never watch that movie again, and you will never watch it again, but that is fine. You know what I'm saying? Watch it for informational purposes and move on. Stop crapping on it. It's just it. What does that do for you? I mean, like, what does it really do? You'll miss out on a whole bunch of good stuff in the midst of all of it just because you want to crap on it because it's ultimately you're entitled and it's not what you want.
Right, right, for sure, for sure. Yeah. So we got some bad news this week. The Blade movie, which is still scheduled to drop in November of 23, but anything could happen. It could get pushed back.
Mhm.
Lost its director. Um,
Mhm.
the director pulled out of the movie. I don't know the exact details of what happened there, but I just know that he pulled out, and they also were unhappy with the script. What up, though, Clark? Clark is in the building. He said he enjoyed it. He said he likes all the MCU. I know, me too, Clark. I feel the same exact way.
Hey, Devin.
So he pulled out. I think this will mean a pushback of the movie, which is disappointing because I think that really messes up the schedule. Going forward. Um, uh, we've lost directors in the past to these movies, but usually a little further ahead in the thing, not a month
In
or a month and a
development
half before
before
filming.
shooting. Yeah.
Yeah, but the script too, that's disappointing as well. They said the script is lackluster, or mediocre with lackluster fight scenes in it. So that's not promising. So I definitely want them to get this right. I don't want them to rush into this. Push it back if you need to, but
Yeah, because Blade
definitely.
is good, first of all. Blade
Mhm.
is good. The original Blade is good. So, you have to be better than that because, I mean, literally, that's what allowed for the MCU to exist. So, you got to be better than that. But, yeah, no, don't be doing the black man wrong. Y'all already did the women wrong.
Right, right. So the other piece of news we got was the official trailer for Panther. Even though I thought the first one was official, but the official trailer for Black Panther was dropped. Um, there's apparently another scene of the Black Panther in it, of the new Black Panther. I haven't watched the trailer, and I won't be watching it. As everybody
No,
knows,
I'm
anybody
good.
that watches the show knows, I don't watch anything past the teaser trailers. I watched the original trailer for this, only because it was the first trailer we got. It wasn't quite a teaser, so to speak, that I kind of liked, the 30-second or 60-second trailer, but it was not super revealing. It had just enough, but it was also emotional. It was also very telling of what this story is going to be about. So I was excited. I was excited to see that. But I'm definitely not going to watch any more trailers. I'm trying my best to avoid any more spoilers in the news feeds and all that kind of stuff because I hate the spoilers. I want to be surprised at the theater. Um,
I agree. I
so
didn't
yeah.
watch it either.
Oh no. Okay. Good. Good.
No. I it's too much looming about this movie and I don't I don't want it's too much, Chadwick Boseman is no longer here and I think there's a lot his passing is an elephant in the room as it surrounds that movie and I just don't want to see anything else because this was a tumultuous thing for them to make.
Mhm.
It was hard for them to make and I don't want to watch this trailer whatever they had to do to compensate for the loss of his life. I don't want to watch any more trailers to see that.
Mhm.
It is going to be a lot for us to all go in this movie theater and see this. I don't want to traumatize myself. I don't want to put myself through because it's a man, he is no longer here. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? And
Right.
I
Right.
don't want to watch this trailer. Whatever I got to deal with, I'm gonna deal with it in the theater. I'm not subjecting myself to that any more than I have to before I go to the theater because there is a lot surrounding that film and I don't know if it's gonna be good. I don't know if it's gonna be bad. I don't know. I'm just gonna wait to see it in the theater.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Clark said he watched it and it's crazy. He kind of teared up. He says when I go see it, I'm crying so hard. Man. Man. Yeah. I'm definitely bracing myself for the emotions at this movie. Definitely looking forward to seeing how they progress this story, honor Chadwick Boseman's legacy as well as move the MCU forward. It's our next movie. I don't think we have anything else until next March or whatever, movie wise after this. So yeah, so it's going to stick with us for a little while. And yeah, so we're going to just sit in that and deal with it.
Yep.
I do anticipate seeing it a couple of times, maybe three. So looking forward to that. So Marvel, don't let me down. I doubt it. I see this movie as being epic. So we'll see it. We'll see how it goes.
And it's Lord of the Rings long, so yeah.
There you go. There you go. So yeah. So I don't have anything else.
Oh, you forgot something. Deadpool.
Oh, I thought we
Wolverine.
talked about that last week. We didn't talk about that last week.
No, I don't think so.
Oh,
Did we?
well, yeah, Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds announced that. Yeah, I feel like we did. I feel like we
Did
did.
we?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um. Um. So yeah, Deadpool or I keep on saying it. Ryan Reynolds announced that he's working on Deadpool 3. That he's looking forward to, or that he didn't have anything really figured out, and that but he had some ideas, and then he happened to be going through a montage of what he was doing while he was working on it, and then by the end of the montage, Hugh Jackman walks in behind him in the house, and he's like, "Hey, Hugh, you want to be Wolverine in the MCU?" And he was like, "Yeah, Ryan." So we do have the big announcement that Hugh Jackman is returning as Wolverine and will be coming to the MCU. So definitely looking forward to that. It drops in September of 2024. It's going to be the third installment, so it's going to be a continuation of what we already have in the Deadpool series from the I believe it was Fox that produced that through the X-Men universe, and so we're going to see more mutants. We're going to see Wolverine. We're going to see Deadpool. We don't know how they're going to introduce them into the MCU. The theory is a lot of theories are floating around, but one of the bigger theories is that it's going to be multiverse related, how they get them into there, as well as multiverse breaking. They're going to break through the multiverse to get
Yeah.
into the MCU. The other thing is just how they're going to interact with the other superheroes, and if they're going to be part of the overall story leading up to the Kang Multiverse War or the Secret Wars. So
One more thing I saw on Twitter is that they semi announced the Agatha TV show. Um, and they semi announced that Scarlet Witch is gonna get her own movie, but it's not official yet. It's just like on Twitter, and sometimes I don't believe stuff when I see it on Twitter.
oh, okay, got you. So yeah, where they were trying to announce the release of the Agatha show.
No, I just saw some stuff about some people who may be in it.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Yeah, so that should be interesting. That's kind of cool that they recognize that we really loved Agatha and want to see more. So they're bringing her to her own show. It's gonna be interesting to see how that works out because last we saw she was in a trance and
right.
being convinced that she's a citizen of what is it West. I can't think of the name of the city now or the town.
What I don't know either.
Yeah.
But maybe Nikki got something to do with it. Maybe Nikki
Maybe.
trying to do. Maybe she at the dang on. I don't know, but maybe she got something to do with it. Maybe she gonna break her out. Maybe that's her coven leader. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Definitely. So we got some things on the slate coming up. Looking forward to that. But yeah, Clark said, bring tissue. I mean, like Charmin rolls for sure. And Sonny said, "Yo, huge Ackman night at the museum joke." Oh yeah, Night at the Museum was a good movie series.
It's a great. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh! I told my little brother to watch it when we was going to Tennessee. He really enjoyed it. I was like, "Oh my god, you never seen that with Robin Williams in it?"
right. Oh, he never seen it.
No, he had never
Oh
seen it. I
man,
mean, he
yeah,
only
definitely.
16. He only 16.
Oh, okay, got you.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah, I
was like,
guess
"Oh
so.
my god, you gotta watch that!" And I
Dang, it'd
really
be crazy to me
enjoyed
when people
all of them.
when people be young like that and don't be knowing stuff, and then I realize like, dang, that stuff came out so long ago.
Yeah, it really did. Like in that movie, I didn't even see that movie in the theater, but it blew me away. That is such a good film.
Yeah, I saw it in the theater. I enjoyed it. So
So
yeah.
good, so good. The third one is a little iffy, but I enjoyed them all.
So that's our show. We got through it. We got through it quick, but we've been doing that with some of the others. Because of the fact that these episodes are super short. It's not a lot going on in them besides a few different big plot points, and then that's it. So we'll see how that works out with the next few shows. Carter says maybe her coven leader, the Hocus Pocus, is strong within this one. It could be. We never know. We never know. So,
Speaking of
Marvel.
Hocus Pocus is great. Hocus Pocus 2 is great.
Oh, really?
Just want
Okay.
to
Yeah, I
put it
might
out
have to
there.
check it out. Somebody just mentioned it to me and reminded me that that it was out. So I was like, oh yeah, I gotta check that out. I gotta check that out. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. In the meantime, Chevy, tell the folks where they can find you.
You can find me at Chevy the Superstar on Twitch. I think I'm gonna do a movie night tomorrow. We're gonna watch a movie at 8 p.m. I'm not revealing the movie, but we're gonna watch something scary. Um, you can find me at DJ Stacy J's channel on Wednesdays at 7:30. We stream stuff, whatever we want to play. You can also find me at S the Superstar on Twitter and Instagram.
For sure, for sure, for sure. It's your boy Willie Styles in the building. Get at me everywhere at Willie Styles on IG and Twitter. Willie.Styles on Snapchat and TikTok. You'll find me over at GamingWithStyles.com, playing video games, StylesRadio.com for all the hot tracks that I'm listening to, or WillieStyles.info for all my links. Make sure you guys get over to our website over at gftradioshow.com for all our links to our socials, as well as all of the replays and everything that we have available, as well as join the conversation group over at Facebook. To join the GFT Join the Conversation group is where you'll find us having great conversations, topics, and all that kind of thing, and interacting with folks. So make sure y'all get over there and join that. All of our replays are available free on demand at all the top podcast platforms, as well as our video on demand on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. Clark agreed is really good for sure, for sure. Also, make sure you cop some merchandise I have on our Protect Our Boys, just like we protect our girls. Make sure you check that out. Check that out over at the gftradio.creator-spring.com website, where you can support us while we support you. Also, make sure you check out our shows. We have tons of shows every week. The GFQ Radio Show every Monday at 10 p.m. We're doing pre-recorded shows. They're only half hour or less, so make sure you go check that out. So just like this show, short, sweet, to the point. So make sure you guys get over there and check those out, as well as the How to Hustle podcast with Hype. It is the podcast drive through. His shows are generally 30 minutes or less, and that's on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Styles and Chevy recap every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Sex with Sunny. It's 2 Fridays out the month at 6 p.m. The Fans Perspective is generally every other Sunday at 9 p.m., but they're doing every week for the football season. So make sure you guys check that out. And introducing our newest show, One Crazy Month with Styles and Dane. We got 2 shows in the vault, and we're going to be doing more once they get done with the Fans Perspective, because Dane's always busy with the sports. So make sure y'all get with us when we start doing more of those very, very soon. And I'll also be trying to get back to some gaming. So gaming with Styles various times throughout the month. Maybe when I check out the new 4.0 update of No Man's Sky on Thursday, maybe I'll stream that. So, be on the lookout for that. Like, share, subscribe, so that you know when we drop all the shows. You know what I mean? So make sure y'all do that. Don't forget, follow, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and like our videos. So appreciate that. And until next time, we will check y'all out later.